How does Starbucks make money? Well, let's start off by saying Starbucks is not just a coffee shop. They're actually a bank. If Starbucks was ranked on the national banking list, right now they'd be ranked the 300th largest bank in America. Just between October and December of 2022, Starbucks brought in $3 billion because of their mobile app and gift card. As far as food chains go, only McDonald's holds a bigger market cap than Starbucks currently. In order to get a full understanding of how Starbucks got so massive, we need to understand where they started. Starbucks started in Seattle, and the original store is actually still there today. But Starbucks didn't actually really take off until the company was sold by its original founders in 1987 to Howard Schultz, who at the time was the director of marketing. Schultz saw the future and immediately began to expand Starbucks outside of the Seattle area. Because of Schultz's marketing background, he already knew that he needed to do something different that nobody else was doing in the country, especially in the US market. And because of this, he put his marketing efforts into the Italian espresso, which was actually relatively unknown back in the 80s. And he was really the person to make the espresso popular. He also created the culture that each coffee would be created by hand, individually, per customer, which at the time back in the day, it was mass produced and everybody was being poured coffee out of a big pitcher like you would see back in the day in a diner. Today, Starbucks says they make over 170,000. That's right, 170,000 different style and varieties of coffee. Their investment in the espresso has started the innovation and creation of products like the Frappuccino and, oh yes, the pumpkin spice latte. Starbucks was also the first company to realize that cold coffee and the espresso market was massive and even sometimes bringing in more revenue than their hotter coffee. They knew they needed to double down as fast as possible on anything that was iced or a cold beverage, aka Frappuccinos, nitro cold brews, and the list goes on. But in 2009, Starbucks actually created one of the first mobile apps that were successful as far as online delivery, which at the time was very unpopular and nobody was really using it in the fast food or restaurant business yet. And I know that sounds crazy because everybody uses those today. And by the end of 2021, all of Starbucks orders combined 24% of their entire revenue. Many of those purchases through digital and online Starbucks gift cards. But as of 2023, a little under half, or 44% of all of Starbucks revenue comes through their mobile app. In fact, so many customers use the mobile app that Starbucks at any given point is holding $2.4 billion in cash that is bought from customers to use that money at a later date, or better yet, not to be used at all. And according to thehustle.com, at any given time, 10 to 19% of gift card balances remain unredeemed, and around 6% of gift cards are never even used. These are small percentages, but they do add up. The big money, when you consider that, is over the past 10 years, more than $1 trillion in gift cards has never been used. This $2.4 billion is massive and actually beats the deposits of many American banks. And because Starbucks has created this massive ecosystem of digital users, and this actually gives Starbucks unlimited data on their customers with what their buying habits are, so that way they can predetermine what to sell their customers in the future based on analytics and data. It's like Facebook or Google uses to show you ads that you didn't even think you wanted to see. This wasn't always the case. Prior to 2020, 80% of Starbucks orders were in person or on the go as a drive-through or mobile order. These alternative pickup options are critical to keeping the business going, especially during 2020 and early 2021. The store design and internal culture is key to Starbucks' success, even going as far as to not calling their employees baristas or the typical names that other coffee shops may use and what Starbucks originally made popular, but by calling their employees partners and giving them shares in the company so they feel like they have skin in the game. These shares they give them are actually called bean stocks. Recently, 3 stores have come together in Buffalo, New York and have voted favor of unionization. Of course, Starbucks doesn't want unionization and they don't want a third-party middleman coming between them and their employees because they feel that's why they're successful. They're still currently battling this out. Will Starbucks be unionized or not? Starbucks is currently worth, as of today, March of 2023, Starbucks is currently worth $113 billion according to Macro Trends. So remember, next time you're using that mobile app or buying a gift card, to use all your money and don't leave 19% of that money sitting on the table for Starbucks to spend however they want.